Hello and welcome everybody to Season 13. It's the GMAN Div5C precap show. Yay! With me, your host, OctoChicken. Oh, no kids cheering now. Okay. Fresh season, fresh division, fresh teams, and even 5 fresh coaches to the ReBBL. Welcome, everybody. I want to start by telling you what this recap thing is all about. I will sit down every week and record a video in which I will pretend to have a thick German accent and know a thing or two about Blood Bowl, and I will talk about your teams, the development of the teams, how the teams played, and we'll try to make some predictions about the coming games, just so that you get an overview of what is actually happening in your division. And I'm starting now that you know your schedule, with just a little presentation of the teams and what I could find about the coaches. I will start in reverse order because, well, as you can see, we'll see, I will go on a rant later on. First, we have the Lizardman, Sot Silahas Hunger, by Oxtro. I will butcher a lot of names, so get used to that already. After some success in ReBBL upstarts, Oxtro brings an already maimed, oh yes, very much maimed, team to his first ReBBL season. They went 2-on-1 in Greenhorn and also have 2 kills in Greenhorn. Yeah, and some might ask, why bring this team that is really short on people, short on skinks especially, to the big league? Why not just start over? Well, it's because of Otto. He's a block Croxigor, and every lizard coach out there who sees this one will go, ooh, I want that. Block on a Croxigor makes him, he's already one of the best big guys you can get in the game, and then you have block, and now he's almost perfect. And the rest of the division will see why that is in the coming 7 weeks. What can we say about this team? Well, all the teams went through 4 games of Greenhorn, and not that much happened, except for all the skinks died. Also, 1 or 2 Saurus died on the way, I think, or at least got maimed. This one is just an MNG. We only have all the people you will see, all the players that are missing are just MNG. There's no permanent injuries on the people that are MNG. Yeah, we have 2 skinks, both with sidestep, which is annoying. You often see different approaches with skinks. Some go the sprint route, some go the diving tackle route. Oxtro apparently goes the sidestep route, which is also quite annoying because it's with dodge and sidestep, it's hard to get the skink out of places you don't want them. Yeah, as I said, stats 2-on-1, 2 kills, and we have just a level 1 stadium. Nothing else to be expected. 2 team rerolls, already a fan factor of 3. Yep. Everything looks nice. Apothecary, very nice. Yeah, and with this block Croxigor, I think Oxtro will have a team that is that will sharpen up and look nice by the end of this first half of the season that we will have in Division 5C. Next up, we have Carlos Sibic. I doubt I pronounced that correctly, but yeah, you can correct me later on. He's the ReBBL veteran of this div. He had 4 seasons of Underworld in Division 2, and last season he had a mediocre performance with the Woodies. Now with the more punchy elves here that you see here, he already has also 2 kills in the Greenhorn to his name, and yeah, a 1-1 record. Nothing too shabby. You might see that there's something missing here. Yep. This is not a no witch start. It's just a lose the witch at the start team, because directly in the first game of the Greenhorn, the witch died, and apparently Kalosivic has not had the money to replace her or the will to replace her. We also have the only stat up I could see on any team so far in this one, and it's a movement up on a blitzer, which makes him one of the fastest pieces of the division and a real scoring threat. We also have one of only 2 tackle pieces here. Kick, very nice, I think. Especially if you're an elf, you really want to have kick, so you can, position the ball just right so you can blitz it away, or get your opponents to, not be in a block formation, not cage up. And also a double for the guard. Yeah, it's a really nice start to a Dark Elf team. Now he just needs the money to get the witch back. Next up, Ernadar. With the little Grinchies. And Ernadar seems to have a fondness for small guys. He has 2 seasons of dwarves, 1 good season and 1 not, and 1 season of halflings, which will never be mentioned again. Now his goblins are up to an impressive 1-1 start in Greenhorn, and they have just one problem. They don't have a bomber, and they don't have that many goblins. And also, we don't have the money yet to get the stadium enhancement for the sweet Nuffles altar. What do we have in level ups? Just 2 sprint goblins, which is an interesting choice, I would say, with agility access. Not sprint, sure feet. Going for sure feet, I don't know if I would have taken that one, but yeah, go for it. I mean, if you want goblins with a level up, you now they are 50% more valuable than before. I don't know if sure feet is what I would take on that, but go for it. Pogor, Looney, all nice. 2 trolls. Let's see how many goblins they will eat in the next 7 weeks. And always nice to have a stunty team in the division. After that, we have Tommy Rotters with the Dead Gwen Bonanza. And this freshman comes in with the best Greenhorn record, going 3-1-0. So no loss so far, lots of wins, and very nice looking werewolves that most likely will level up in the next game to level 3. Also, guard on the Flesh Golem, one of the best first skill on a Flesh Golem, in my opinion, especially in a fresh division. This is really nice. What do you think we are missing here? Yes, it's the ghouls. We don't have ghouls yet, so we are quite slow. Very, very slow, in fact, except for, of course, the werewolves. They get everywhere. But otherwise, I don't know if I like it that much. Could have... Well, it's true that these 6 guys are much more important than the ghouls. We also have a fan factor of 6, which is a lot for a team right out of Greenhorn. And we have a cheerleader and a coach assistant. Those guys I would fire immediately. They are not worth it, at least at this TV, not at all worth it. So, yeah, get away with them. Also, Dodge Werewolf, to each his own. I think block might be the preferred skill on a werewolf, but I guess they will become blotch anyway, so why not go 1 dodge, 1 block, and sneak this guy around the enemy. Yeah, next up we have Norse Code 2 from Chewy Zero, and he is also a freshman with a 1-1-2 start in Greenhorn. Though 2 of the games look like they might have been admin. If you look at the history, there's nothing that has happened. Nothing is recorded. So I don't know if these, and this game the same, I don't know if these two games actually happened or if they had been admined. I don't know. But the games that definitely happened, well, they were the losses. So we stopped talking about that now. And here we have the only team with injuries. We have two niggling injuries, one on the runner, one on the lineman. I'm not going to even try to pronounce those guys, at least yet. Maybe if they do something really heroic or stupid in the future, I might, but not right now. We also have a dirty player lineman, the best skill on a Norse lineman. On the first 2 or 3 level ups, I would get a dirty player on a Norse lineman. Also, already having block on an Ulf Veroner, very nice. So we only have one Remorsk der Jäger, only guy without block. So he has to be careful and only attack people who have wrestle or something like that. Yeah, nice looking Norse team so far, except for the injuries. But Norse will be very good in this division, I would think. Next up, we have Ondolinde BBC, which I guess stands for Blood Bowl Club. Coached by Robin F., also new to Rebel, 2-0 record in Greenhorn, 2 kills in Greenhorn, and this one even killed a Chorf. So yeah, congratulations, already up in fan factor just because you killed a Chorf. But the team itself looks smaller than most teams look, even at the beginning. But here we have 3 blotch pieces already. We have the other tackle piece, and yeah, unfortunately, I must have missed that one when I prepared. We have another permanent injury in an armor busted lineman, which we do not have the money to replace, but maybe a loner would be better than a guy who's armor busted. That's up to you, Robin, but I would consider he has no SPP. Why have a liability on your team? Someone who will get hunted by the other teams to SPP pinata, so to say. So maybe you want to get rid of this one, and also names I will not dare to pronounce right now. Yeah. Otherwise, nice looking team so far. Interesting. And very nice. I like going wrestle on elf lineman because they just don't want to punch, and with wrestle, you get the enemy down and don't even get hurt. So yeah, just nice. Okay, then we have the Rebel Rousers by Oshova, and Oshova is also new to Rebel and went 0-3-1 in Greenhorn, but it was against some tough coaches. Humazep, who is famous for his Amazon play, only Amazon team to reach Division 1 so far, and going up with Amazons against him is a hard thing to do. Also against Sporon, a draw, who is the winner of the Eurogamer Cup not long ago, so also a very talented coach. So don't let the 0 wins fool you. That might have been because of the opponents. What do we have? We have guard on a line woman. That's already a great thing, because that means you get 5 guard in no time, because yeah, these blitzers will sooner or later all get guard. This one, no, I will not pronounce it. Hypsipyle? Yeah, Hypsipyle? Maybe. Already on her way to become a dedicated blitzer, dedicated killer. Otherwise, Amazon's always a great team in the lower divisions at the lower TV, because all you have is dodge. All the enemies have is no tackle or just one tackle. So yeah, I think the Rebel Rousers will do great in this division. And last but not least, the Nocturnal Carnage from Night Visitor, who was a newcomer last season, went 6-1-6 with Lizards, is now 2-1-1 out of Greenhorn, and he already played against Dead Grand Bonanza and lost 0-1. So we have maybe something of a rivalry going here. And if you look at the team roster, you will now see why I might be going on some kind of a rant, because you have only one block and all your Chaos Warriors went with the kill skills first. Even the one that leveled a second time. Oh, I guess I get Claw and don't worry about block, the obvious best. Well, maybe not obvious, but one of the best, if not the best skill in Blood Bowl. You have to think about your probabilities. And if you don't have block, but you have the strength advantage, you will always block with a 1 in 9, meaning 1 out of 9 rolls you get a turnover because you roll a skull or both down, and then that's a turnover. Well, 1 out of 9 blocks does not sound that many, but already if you just have your line of scrimmage blocks, normally 3 blocks, that's already 30% probability that you will have a turnover, that your people will go down. You have 3 team rerolls, but do you really want to spend a team reroll just because you did not go with block? And after the 6th block, it's more likely that you will have a turnover than not after 6 blocks. So, of course, not if you have 6 blocks and nothing happened, then the next block is still a 1 in 9. But over the course of 6 blocks, it's more likely that you get a turnover than not. That's what I'm saying. So this is really a big risk running no block on your Chaos Warriors. Also, they get knocked down much easier by the opponents. If the opponent has block, then, well, your Mighty Killer is down. And that makes this team at the moment not a bash team, in my opinion. It's a kill team. If they hit the enemy and the enemy goes down, then they are in trouble. But if these 4 Chaos Warriors are on the ground, they can't kill the opponent because they are on the ground and you only can blitz with 1. Don't have jump up either, and you shouldn't really. But yeah, that's my gripe with this Chaos Warrior Mighty Blow only strategy. What is quite nice are the sure hands here. That means Nocturnal Carnage are now the most ball playest out of all the 8 teams, which does not sound right. Although the High Elves have a thrower, don't they? And the High Elf thrower does not start with sure hands. Sure, why should you? Okay, yeah, so these are the 8 teams. I would say if I had to pick a favorite right now, I'd probably go with either the Norse, because Norse are really, really nice at low TV, I think, at least, or the Dark Elves, just because of the Dark Elves are always strong, and this is a coach with a history with Underworld, which is a much harder to coach team than Dark Elves, at least in my opinion. Yeah, so then we come to the schedule. Yay! Here we have the schedule, and I prepared something. So here we have the Goblins versus the Lizardmen, the Little Grinchies versus Zotsila's Hunger. Yeah, that's going to sound different every time I say it. Yeah, what's the positive for the goblins, they can chainsaw all the skinks. And that's really how you deal with skinks. That's the best way to deal with skinks. Just put a chainsaw to them. Of course, they are fast and faster than the chainsaw, but maybe you get some chances to chainsaw some skinks. You also get 240k inducements. Doesn't look like it, but since the Lizardmen are such a small team, they get three, I think it was, three loner skinks. And that bloats them up, so the Gobbos get some inducements for probably some more secret weapons, although they do not have a bench so far for this game. And if they induce secret weapons, well, you have a problem after the first drive. Also, no bomber. It looks like a no-brainer that I shouldn't mention here. It's as especially important against lizards, but lizards are, well, even more they get hit harder by the bombs than many other teams because they can't handle a ball. So they also can't handle a bomb. So it's much safer to throw bombs against lizards than against most of the other teams. So the bomber is especially useful against lizards. On the lizard side, they only have 5 Saurus. Happens. They only have 2 rostered skinks. So their ball handling, they only have 2 skinks that really should handle the ball because rerolls are tight, and spending them on loners is no bueno. Also, you would have, if a loner scores loner skink, then you might want to buy him, and you may not want to, depending on your money situation and so on. Also, they are not stunty. That's an actual no-brainer. That makes everything better. And they have the Bloxigor. And the Bloxigor is good against everyone, but especially against goblins, because that's a natural 3-die with block against an opponent that does not have block. You have Mighty Blow, they are stunty. The Bloxigor probably will go just on a rampage against the goblins. Then, next up, we have Salty Wounds against the Dead Gwen Bonanza. And here we have Dark Elves versus Necros. Dark Elves are Dark Elves, yes. Yes, some of the stuff I wrote here is just too obvious, I think. But what else? And an experienced Rebel coach, but they also have no bench. So, might be... If the werewolves hit hard, Claw is actually effective against Dark Elves, so we might see something like that. But no ghouls means, especially against elves, very much a lack of speed, especially against elves that have the only stat up in the division. So, I did not... I think it might be obvious that I think the Lizardmen will win, because there's a goblins with no bench, and they have a Bloxigor, and that's so far my favorite player in this division. So I think the Lizardmen will win. Here, I think the Dark Elves will win. They are just much more mobile. The mobility will play a huge role here. I think they also, both teams have one guard, but the Dark Elf guard is much more mobile and goes to a place where you want the guard to be. Not like a Flesh Golem who just has his position, will not be pushed away from that position, but the whole game might migrate from this position away. So I would give it to Salty Wounds in this one. Next up, Nocturnal Carnage, the Chaos against Norse Code 2, the Norse. Well, yeah, only 1 block against 11 block. That's going to sting for the Chaos. They have a strength advantage, yes, but that only means you throw 1 and 9s instead of 1 and 3s, I guess. They have the potential to bring all the hurt in the world, because if you get one of the Norse guys down, they probably stay down. They are playing in their undies, and you have Mighty Blow, lots of Mighty Blow. So, yeah, the bench is, in that case, the bench is very important, because the Norse, being Norse, will lose players, especially during the game, especially against so much Mighty Blow. But I think that many of the Chaos players will just be on the ground most of the time, because they don't have block. So I'm giving this to the Norse with, yeah, I think this, of all the games, this might be the one that I'm the most confident the Norse should win it. Of course, Night Visitor might be a brilliant coach and just proves me wrong 100 times, but I can't tell that right now, because I haven't seen any of the coaches play yet. And the last game is the ReBBL Rosers Amazons against Ondolinde BBC Romanev the High Elves. And here another. It's not the only tackle in the div, but one of the two tackles in the div, and they get the Amazons right away. So we already know who will be the designated blitzer in the game. But the High Elves also have two loners, which is not that bad for Elves, because all the loners will do is occupy space, screen. And with Edgy 4, you're far better at dodging out. You will dodge them out last, and if they go to the ground, you don't care about it. On the other hand, the Amazons, they have a wizard. Yes, they will most definitely have a wizard. They get one loner, the High Elves get two. They have enough money to get a wizard, and they should get a wizard, because a wizard is great. They also have a guard, and in an all-strength 3 game, guard is king. Because if you have a line of people, you won't, because it's Amazons against High Elves. But if you have it, the guy with the guard is king. And even if you have pockets of fighting all over the place, just getting guard anywhere, and with your dodge, it's really easy to get your guard in places where the High Elves don't want your guard to be. Yeah, only negative for the Amazons is they have no ball handling skills against the AG4 team, but I think they might just outbash the High Elves. So yeah, that's it. I have to take a guess. I would say, what's the record of the Odilin 2-0 record in Greenhorn? I'd give a slight edge to the High Elves, just because of the Greenhorn record, I would say, and because with Edgy 4 you are never out, and if you can use your Edgy 4 with your thrower, even maybe you get something done. Yeah. Let's just say the High Elves win, but this one I'm the least sure about. Yeah. So that completes our precap, just to, well, see a bit of the teams, what's going to happen. I think Hangzot said on the podcast that the top two teams will go further to the round of robin stage that will determine the actual playoffs and Challengers Cup places. So yeah, let's have a nice season, get to the top 2 places, and let's go from there. See you next week.